It's Kamen Rider's 50th anniversary, and some exciting projects are in the works for the future, which include a Kamen Rider double sequel anime, which is getting dubbed in English by Funimation, a Kamen Rider Black reboot known as Black Sun, and Hideaki Anno's Shin Kamen Rider, continuing his tokusatsu takeover after Godzilla and Ultraman. Awesome stuff is coming to Kamen Rider, so naturally newcomers are going to come in and ask, where do I start with the franchise? Well, if you're in America, the first series and Kuga are legally available in the US through Shout Factory TV, and that's about it. You'll have to rely on fan subbers to get most of the franchise's content in English. Not to mention, each series is around 45 to 50 episodes, which is daunting for a newcomer, especially if they aren't sure they're gonna like it. However, Toei has been uploading the first 2 episodes of each Kamen Rider show onto YouTube, and recently they've uploaded Kamen Rider Zero, a 40-minute long movie made in the 90s when Kamen Rider didn't have a full show and just released the occasional movie. Side note, this isn't the film's first time being released in America, as it was released here as a Sega CD interactive film back in the 90s. Zero was directed by Kenta Amiya, who also designed the monsters for the film. This man is a legend, getting his big break designing characters for Kamen Rider Black and Black RX, and eventually going on to create the Garo series in the 2000s. So without further delay, let me blab your ear off about why Kamen Rider Zero is a phenomenal film, and a great introduction to Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider Zero follows Masaru Ozawa, the civilian identity of Zero, as he receives a mysterious message to protect a young kid named Hiroshi from monsters known as neo-organisms. There's a lot more to the plot than that, but I'm not going to spoil it. However, from the synopsis, you might groan at the focus of Hiroshi since he's a kid, but he's actually a good character with a cute big brother dynamic with Zero, which is relatable to anyone who grew up appreciating a superhero. Towards the end of the film, he actually gets some surprising moments of emotion when he confronts his dad, who's related to the big evil scheme in some way. As for Zero himself, he's a cool, determined hero who embodies all the traits of a standard Kamen Rider really well, from the tragedy of his backstory to using powers originally meant for evil for good, and the determination to protect others. He may not be the most complex character in the franchise, but he sure is a great one. Zero wouldn't be as good or well regarded if it weren't for the aesthetics and effects work. The story is great, don't get me wrong, but it's elevated by everything else. This is a gorgeous movie, from the horrifying monster designs that are treated as such, to the eerie set design, to the cinematography of the whole movie, not just action scenes, with a killer musical score further enhancing the mood of each scene. It's some of the best aesthetic work Kamen Rider has to offer. Kamen Rider Zero is a movie that I found hard to review and describe, as it really needs to be seen to get it, but if I were to describe it, Zero is a great crash course into what makes Kamen Rider great, from the themes of science and justice, to the thrilling action scenes, and amazing special effects work on display, and now with the YouTube release, it's easier to access than ever. Not to mention, it's only 40 minutes, so if you even have the slightest interest in Kamen Rider, please check this film out. It's still a great watch if you're into the franchise already though. With all that being said, I hope you enjoyed the show, make sure to tip your waiters, and I'll see you in the next one.